So welcome back. Today, for this deep dive, we're taking a look at something really fascinating for you.
Yeah, it's definitely a wild connection.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at an article by Christopher Coleman, and he connects three things that honestly sound like they have nothing to do with each other.
Oh, totally. I mean, you've got mindfulness, meditation, military human autonomy research, and modern AI control architecture.
Which is just wild to me. Like, how on earth does a meditation technique help AI engineers control these massive, complex AI networks?
Well, you have to look at the core problem with current AI models first. They dangerously compress everything. Observation, interpretation, assertion, action, it's all happening in a single, instantaneous black box.
Right, so there's no pause.
Exactly. The AI sees data and just reacts in one breath. And to stop that reckless behavior, engineers are actually looking at human cognition.
Which brings us to mindfulness, specifically Michelle McDonald's RAIN framework, right?
Yes, the RAIN framework. So that stands for Recognize, Allow, Investigate, and Non-Identification.
And it's basically about teaching the human mind to separate our initial reactions from our actions.
Exactly. And in AI, this translates to a concept called epistemic separation. The AI really must learn to separate what it observes from what it infers.
Right. And, crucially, from what it's actually allowed to do. So it's like, say you see a shadow in an alley and you instantly throw a punch because you assumed it was a monster.
Right. A classic overreaction.
Yeah. The AI needs a way to, pause and just register shadow observe first before swinging a fist.
Exactly. The observation shouldn't instantly become an aggressive action. The AI needs to hold those as distinct, separate states.
But, human mindfulness takes years of deep breaths and practice. How do you force a machine operating in microseconds to take a breath?
Well, you basically have to hard code that breath into its architecture, and that is what a cognitive control plane called Warden actually does.
Warden, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does that work?
So instead of a black box, Warden forces the AI through a rigorous physical sequence. First, you have the observation step, the raw event. Then it moves to provenance.
Provenance. So it's checking data lineage.
Yeah, Warden physically isolates the observation from the action module. It forces the system to query where the data actually came from.
Wait, so instead of blindly trusting incoming data, it's like interrogating the source.
Exactly. And then it moves to investigation, where it actively gathers evidence.
Oh, wow.
Right. And then comes state estimation to gauge confidence, calibration, checking its policy, and confirming its authority.
Meaning what it's actually permitted to do.
Yes. And only then does it reach decision, action, and finally, audit. The action module doesn't even see the threat until all those gates are cleared.
But wait, isn't this just, slapping a traditional rules engine on top of the AI? Or like a fancy dashboard slowing it down?
No, not at all. A dashboard just reports after the fact. Warden is much deeper. It's machine metacognition.
Metacognition, so thinking about thinking.
Right. The AI actively thinking about its own system state in real time.
Which I imagine solves a massive headache for AI engineers trying to achieve operational explainability.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's no longer just asking why an AI produced an answer. When you have dozens of agents interacting, engineers need a perfectly legible system.
Right, they need to see exactly what observed the data, which agent processed it, what evidence was missing.
Exactly, and what authority the system actually had to execute that action. That distinction between capability and authority is a huge focus in military human autonomy research.
So it's moving away from just blind trust. It's like having a brilliant but impulsive intern. Just because they can draft a great strategy doesn't mean you give them the keys to execute it without authorization.
That is the perfect analogy. Capability does not equal authority. We have to move toward dynamic, calibrated trust.
Right.
Trust isn't just a permanent sticker you slap on a server. It fluctuates based on real-time evidence.
So, to wrap this up for you listening, whether you're, on a meditation cushion processing emotions or in a server room governing AI agents, the theme is separation before commitment.
Perfectly said. Observation isn't inference. Confidence isn't authority. Every step has to remain distinct.
It's just wild to think about. If we're actively programming AI to systematically pause, check its assumptions, and verify authority before throwing that punch in the alley, might these machines eventually become better at metacognition than their human creators?
That is quite the thought.
Yeah, definitely something for you to mull over. Till next time.